When I was a little kid, primarily when I was 10 years old, I often thought about being a YouTuber. I watched all sorts of YouTubers, namely Cat Icarus, Smosh, PBG, Space Hamster, Brutal Moose, and some Let's Play channel. I felt inspired to make content myself, whether it was a skit I found funny like Smosh or a review video of one of my favorite games. I even tried to convince my best friends to join me, and through that we even made some videos together, although they were never released and will never be released. Making YouTube a full-time career was my dream, and whenever people would quit, I always found myself confused. Why would you quit a job that allows you to do whatever you want? Why would you quit a job that allows you to be your own boss? Why would you quit a job that is imaginative and fun? I always asked myself these questions like this as I saw a variety of YouTubers leave the platform. YouTube just seems too perfect of a job to leave, right? Well, wrong, obviously. Everyone knows this. It is far from the truth that YouTube is an amazing job, and as I get older, produce my own content, I completely get why creators leave prematurely. So why do people leave YouTube? I am going to go over the core factors as to why I think people quit before they get big or really make it anywhere. Hope you enjoy. This is kind of a new thing I'm trying out, so let's get into it. Reason number one, a lack of gain and following. I feel like this is one that can drive any YouTuber off of the platform, whether you're famous or not. YouTube is a platform full of competition. Every creator is fighting to get clicks, watch time, subscribers, the basic social media stuff. So when you make content, you naturally expect people to consume it. So when it is not consumed to your liking, you begin to not enjoy it. Now, you can easily say that YouTube should be done out of passion, and in most instances, yes, I agree. Videos should be made out of creativity and passion from its author. Most of my videos are made out of passion, but when humans create art, even if it is out of passion, we naturally expect to gain from it. I mean, yes, artists create art because they do enjoy art and it's always been a hobby of them, but they also try to sell it because they want a reward for their effort. They want some sort of gain, and that is completely fine. This is no different from YouTube. We all create content and expect people to watch it, appreciate it, engage with it, etc. So when that criteria is not met, we stop. Why do you think artists quit making art as a career? Because of competition, lack of a following for their efforts. I'll admit, as a creator, I expect my videos to get some attention, even though I am a small creator. I don't think this is a bad thing. I believe every YouTuber expects this. After all, when you put effort into something, you expect a reward. When you put effort into a writing, or a recording, and even editing a video, I'm going to expect my efforts to get rewarded. Yes, Your Honor, I am going to be disappointed and feel discouraged when I put hours of work into a video I am very passionate about, yet no one even bats an eye towards it. It's like if you put a ton of effort into a project and your teacher gives you a low grade for it. The lack of engagement, praise, and etc. I feel drives people away from making content, especially when you have to compete against absolute giants in the YouTube community. You can put your heart and soul into a video, yet Bumble McFuckface made a 7-minute long video discussing some popular topic and it blows up. It is very demotivating, and it's happened to me, and each time it happens it makes me want to create content less. We all want our opinions to be viewed. After all, that is why we create review videos and such on YouTube. We want to be listened to, and it's nothing wrong. We want people to hear our opinion and engage with it. So, what's the cause for this disappointment? I know I'm saying there's all these Goliaths that get more views than you, but what causes it? That's right, the algorithm fighting our expectations. Number two would have to be the algorithm. Obviously, we shouldn't expect our videos to blow up, and what determines if a video blows up is YouTube's poor algorithm. Yes, we shouldn't expect it, but it's natural to expect your video to blow up, I think, every now and then, but try to prevent that. Now, what does this algorithm do? To put it simply, the algorithm is a data structure that determines what the viewers on YouTube might want to watch. For example, if Zelda is wildly popular right now, which it is, if you make a Zelda video, your video is more likely to appear on someone's feed. This makes it very easy to sell out and spawns a ton of beasts I like to call algorithm chasers, channels solely based on what is popular with the algorithm, channels with little to no substance or creativity. And guess what? Each of these channels get a massive following, whether it is subscribers or views. Due to YouTube's inconsistent algorithms, some videos will do extremely well, while others will perform very poorly in comparison. It always gives a feeling of doubt, a brief thought of why bother working on this if I'm going to get shafted by the algorithm. Sure, you can make a completely unique style of video, or a video topic that has never been talked about, but why not sell out if it's that easy? It's tempting, sure, but the true value of YouTube comes from its creators who are willing to express their creativity to the world. They're creators, after all. Scott the Woz is a wonderful game reviewer. He's funny, witty, charming, and reviews things in an entertaining and comical way. People love him because he feels like a breath of fresh air in the video game reviewer pool. So why don't people love your unique content? Is there not a high enough demand for what you do? To put it bluntly, once again, it comes down to luck. The algorithm. Most of YouTube is luck. Most of anything on social media is luck. Hardly any of us expect to get big on YouTube, and some creators do because they finally get a big break in the algorithm, but some people also expect to get big. A ton of attention from YouTube and its viewers comes from the algorithm. It is a very flawed system, no doubt about it, and I feel like it is why a lot of people quit. And look, I get it. Views aren't everything. What matters is if you enjoy what you are making, what you are producing. But when YouTube is your living and your job, views are literally everything. When views decrease, so does your source of income, which makes it a very hard to manage job. And since the algorithm is so strict with what people like, it feels like you can't truly make what you want to sometimes. It feels like you have to cater to this big business, this big audience of what they think the people want. And maybe you don't want to make videos like that. Maybe you don't want to make videos like Among Us Sussy Challenge too, because it's just not what you want. It's just not what you're passionate about. It's just not what you believe in, and that's okay. Now you might be thinking, why are you making a video about this on YouTube? Because I want to? I do YouTube primarily as a hobby, but my goal with it ultimately is to make it a potential side hustle too. And that's my intentions. I'll be completely transparent with it. I want YouTube to be something I can turn to for fun as a hobby, but to also make extra money. Speaking of money, why do people get so upset when YouTubers quit because they aren't making enough money? I feel like people need to realize that YouTubers are people too, and the thing that they're doing right now is literally their job. When YouTubers say they quit because they can't make enough money off of it, that's completely fair and justified, especially with YouTube guidelines, which brings me to my next point. Number 3, absurd guidelines for content creation. Moderation on YouTube is a mess. The guidelines are so strict to that point that if you say a measly little cuss word, your entire source of revenue is obliterated. It's gone. This isn't limited to your language either, but the type of content you produce too. Morbid content especially gets shafted by YouTube's guidelines. It is hard for YouTubers like Nexpo, Nick Crowley, Mama Max, Tub, and a variety of other dark content creators to survive on the platform. Even though this content is spreading awareness of issues, Mama Max, an amazing YouTuber, is known for his amazing cinematography in his videos and his nature of exposing the messed up world of pedophiles on the internet. Yet his work is shafted by YouTube, deeming his content as too mature, inappropriate, and whatever. Almost makes you think about the people that run YouTube, but, you know, Mama Max is one of my favorite YouTubers, and I admire his work a lot, and it's very disappointing to see someone with such talent oppressed by the rules YouTube has set in place. And Tov, another YouTuber who is very talented with what he does, has thought about quitting his channel recently because of YouTube's guidelines. In one of his videos on a second channel, Birdie, he says, "Imagine doing your job, but you're only getting paid 40% of the time. Why would I do that?" I can't blame him. There's no point of doing your job if you're rarely getting paid for it. It is the harsh reality that YouTube is just draining for some people, but thankfully, he made a video on his main channel recently discussing he's not quitting YouTube, he is just changing his content slightly. And it sucks knowing that your video you're putting a ton of effort into is probably just going to be demonetized at the end of the day. But that being said, support these two creators, all of them I mentioned, but especially Tuv. He really needs the support on his content right now. But support all of them in general, like I said. Support every creator, big or small, because that little bit of support really does go a long way. And it sucks, believe me, I know. One of my favorite YouTubers, Space Hamster and PBG Gameplay, have not uploaded for years because of YouTube. Space Hamster basically made an update video indirectly saying that he is done with YouTube and is permanently migrating to Twitch. As for PBG Gameplay, it is claimed that they stopped uploading because content was too draining to make. PBG, the host, had trouble being a boss, and they lost their drive to make content. Once again, money was an issue, and content just wasn't making the money they desired. And to record a series of Let's Plays basically every day can be draining, editing them too. I say this with a huge asterisk though, because I'm not sure if this is completely true, if this is completely the real reasons, or even reasons to begin with, as these are primarily claims I've seen made by multiple people since they have disbanded years ago. And like I said, multiple times, this really sucks to see, but it isn't surprising. YouTube is not a dying platform, though. Millions of people are being uploaded to it every day, you know? Like, so many videos made by so many people, it's going to stay like that. With that many videos uploading, it is hard to compete, stay motivated, and come up with ideas. YouTube is very demanding, and it is not nearly as easy as people think it is. I'm not a big YouTuber by any means, but trust me, since I have been making content for a little bit now, I realize how hard it truly can be, and my heart goes out to all the people who try to make it big, and all the people who are small. The point is, try not to focus on getting big. Make the videos you want to make, and if you do get big, awesome. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and you get paid for having fun, basically. Also, record when you want to. Create content when you want to. Don't feel obligated to record something, even though you don't like it. A schedule is a very good thing to have. I do recommend it, but don't burn yourself out. I mean, look at me. My schedule is basically I get an itch to produce content. I post like 6 videos in the span of 2 weeks, then disappear for a couple months and repeat. And you know what? I am going to do it again. Bye.